Let me ask you, when I say the word Tesla, what comes into your mind? Well, for me and many of you, we would think of the cool electrical car developed by the company of Elon Musk. But in 1908, about a century before the iPhone, inventor Nikola Tesla demanded that the company Tesla is named after, mused about creating a device no bigger than a watch that would allow someone to hear music or a song or the speech of a political leader and transfer any picture, character, drawing or print. Today, we take the ability to send a photo to our grandparents for granted. But in Tesla's time, it was imagined impossible. So what did Nikola Tesla invent with his ambitious mind? In his life, the Serbian-born inventor obtained around 300 patents for his designs. But he is best known for inventing the alternating current, the AC, which powers homes and businesses even today, and the induction motor, which is a key component of modern devices like vacuum cleaners and hair dryers. Today in this What's Up Making a Change video, I want to talk about Nikola Tesla and his 11 inventions that shook the world. Number 1. The Tesla Coil. Among the most famous of Nikola Tesla's inventions, the Tesla Coil forms the basis of much of his work. Tesla was highly intrigued by high-frequency electricity. He knew that light was electricity vibrating at a high frequency, and Tesla believed he could harness it all. The problem was that the higher the frequency, the more unstable the equipment. Tesla had tried building rotary generators that could run at high speeds, but they fell apart at 20,000 cycles per second. Thus, the Tesla coil was born. It consists of essentially two coils that bounce energy back and forth, creating extremely high frequencies and voltages. They could be used to send radio messages or to power a light bulb from across the room. Referring to how he had thought of the idea for this coil, he had once said, "As I review the events of my past life, I realize how subtle are the influences that shape our destinies. An incident of my youth may serve to illustrate. One winter's day, I managed to climb a steep mountain in company with other boys. The snow was quite deep and a warm southerly wind made it just suitable for our purpose. We amused ourselves by throwing balls which would roll down a certain distance, gathering more or less snow, and we tried to outdo one another in this sport. Suddenly, a ball was seen to go beyond the limit, swelling to enormous proportions until it became as big as a house and plunged thundering into the valley below with a force that made the ground tremble. I looked on spellbound, incapable of understanding what had happened. For weeks afterward, the picture of the avalanche was before my eyes, and I wondered how anything so small could grow to such an immense size. Ever since that time, the magnification of feeble actions fascinated me, and when years later, I took up the experimental study of mechanical and electrical resonance, I was keenly interested from the very start. Possibly, had it not been for that early powerful impression, I might not have followed up the little spark I obtained with my coil and never developed my best invention, the true history of which I will tell here for the first time. Number 2. The Magnifying Transmitter. The Magnifying Transmitter sought to harness the power of Tesla coils to create wireless power for the entire world. Tesla had found that by connecting a wire to a magnifying transmitter, he could power his whole lab. Tesla demonstrated this technology to shocked audiences by lighting light bulbs wirelessly. The transmitter could even light a field of light bulbs 1 kilometer away. The bad thing was that he did not finish it before he passed away, so it was never really patented. Number 3. The Induction Motor. Some of Nikola Tesla's inventions were theoretical or existed only as patents, but the induction motor still gets used in devices today, like vacuums, blow dryers, and power tools. This invention is significant because it improved energy generation and made the long-distance distribution of electricity possible. Number 4. Radio-controlled boat. Tesla had also invented something that turned into a child's toy. At an 1898 exhibit at Madison Square Garden, Nikola Tesla astounded the public by debuting a radio-controlled boat. He tricked an entire crowd into believing that he could control a boat by shouting commands, but instead he was piloting it with a radio control. People at the time couldn't comprehend what they were seeing. In fact, Tesla had initially been denied a patent because his idea seemed so incredible. The inventor boasted, "When first shown, the boat created such a sensation such as no other invention of mine has ever produced." Although papers quickly speculated that his technology could be used for warfare, Tesla believed it was actually the birth of robotics, a field which he hopes would take over much of hard labor, freeing up human workers to focus on other things. Number 5. The Hydroelectric Power. Nikola Tesla was chosen over his rival and another famous great, Thomas Edison, to create the hydroelectric power generator at Niagara Falls, which turned the water into electricity. Of the 12 patents used to construct the hydroelectric power plant, 9 belonged to Tesla. The plant began to generate power in 1895. The energy generated by Tesla's power plant was used to power the city of Buffalo, New York. He has a statue erected at Niagara Falls to honor him and his achievement. Number 6. The radio. The radio is something that your parents or grandparents would usually use. But did you know that Tesla had invented the radio? Guglielmo Marconi, pictured, is largely credited with inventing the radio. However, Tesla beat Marconi to the punch. He just happened to run into some bad luck. Tesla had realized that the Tesla coils had another purpose. They could transmit messages. But just when he was about to try it out, in 1895, his lab burned down. At first, Tesla didn't see Marconi as a threat. "Marconi is a good fellow," Tesla once said. But Marconi would win that day. He transmitted signals across the Atlantic Ocean in 1901. The US Patent Office awarded a patent for the invention of the radio to Marconi. The US Supreme Court would later uphold Tesla's original patent, but not until 6 months after his death in 1943, which was heartbreaking. Number 7. Neon lights. Did Nikola Tesla invent neon light signs? The invention is actually credited to Frenchman Georges Claudin, who harnessed the technology in 1910. But in 1893, Tesla was experimenting with something extremely similar. Tesla had access to Geissler tubes. Basically, these were glass tubes containing a gas like argon, with electrodes on each side. When stimulated, the gas would light up. Tesla had several of these in his lab. One day he was experimenting with his Tesla coil when he noticed the tubes lighted up. Tesla realized that he could power them wirelessly. He displayed this technology at the 1893 Chicago World Fair. Although his invention looks like neon lights, they were not neon lights. They were wirelessly and used gas other than neon. Number 8. Tesla turbines. In 1913, inspired by the piston engine, Tesla invented his own turbine. Turbines at the time used blades, while Tesla's used discs. Although the Tesla turbine has had little practical application, Tesla had big dreams for it. He believed it could be utilized in the great terrestrial power plants of the future to create geothermal energy. Number 9. Shadowgraphs. Although X-rays were invented by Wilhelm Röntgen on November 8, 1895, Nikola Tesla had also been experimenting with what he called shadowgraphs. In the fall of 1894, Tesla became intrigued by damage to photographic plates during experiments to study radiant power on phosphorescent bodies. His early investigations were deterred, however, by a fire in his lab. Even so, it's likely that Tesla took the first X-ray photograph in the United States. While trying to photograph his friend Mark Twain, he captured only the metal screws of the camera lens. When Röntgen unveiled his invention, Tesla realized he'd been working on something quite similar. He sent Röntgen his own shadowgraph images. Röntgen wrote back, "These pictures are very interesting. If only you would be so kind as to disclose the manner in which you obtained them." Number 10. The alternating current. Number 10 is always the lucky number, and here, the alternating current, or the AC, is regarded as Tesla's most enduring inventions. Today, this form of electrical power is still used to deliver power to homes and businesses, as well as home applications like refrigerators. The AC power was used to power things that needed more electricity and a stronger voltage. Tesla's idea for AC power was a direct contrast to his mentor-turned-enemy, Thomas Edison, who had invented direct current, or DC power. When Tesla worked for Edison, the latter promised him $500,000 if he could fix DC power, the power that Edison invented. Tesla's AC power worked much better, leading Edison to renege on his offer. Thus, a rivalry was born. DC power is still in use today too, like in the battery-powered flashlight. AC power usually travels from electricity stations to your home through wires, which then gets converted to DC power using less voltage. And finally, number 11, the death beam. Of all Nikola Tesla's inventions, one he never actually built has cast an outsized shadow on his legacy. Tesla described a death ray which could knock enemy airplanes from the sky. Tesla didn't think the death ray would be used to inflict violence, however. On the contrary, he imagined it as a tool of peace. Tesla thought that if every country in the world had a Chinese wall, it would eliminate the need for warfare. This may sound far-fetched, but Tesla's plan had at least one modern-day admirer. President Ronald Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative was a theoretical missile defense system that could protect the nation from attack. Although Tesla described laws of physics no one has ever dreamed about, his death ray seems to have lived only in his imagination. Nikola Tesla is surely one of the greatest inventors of all time, and his inventions have hugely impacted the world. His inventions are still used nowadays, and there are a lot of movies about it, including The Current War, The Tower to the People, The Tesla World Light, and a movie called No Other Than Tesla. Famous billionaire and entrepreneur Elon Musk even named his electrical car company Tesla after Nikola Tesla, and it was a booming success. All of Nikola Tesla's inventions look toward the future. There's a reason why people call him the man who invented the 20th century. Hope you enjoyed this Making a Change video. Remember to hit the notifications button, click the like button, leave a comment, and smash the subscribe button. Zachary from What's Up News, signing off.